the United Kingdom is complicit in his suffering. This building that we're at, 90 Collins Street, houses the British Consulate on the 17th floor. You can get yourself an elevator up there and go and have a word if you like. They won't let you in the office, but you can speak from outside. We've just been upstairs to deliver a letter, and I'm going to introduce Mrs. Con from Penn, Melbourne, P-E-N, Penn, Melbourne, who has just delivered a letter to the British Consulate, and he's going to read that out for us now.
This letter is addressed to the British Secretary of State for the Home Department, the Right Honourable James Cleverly. Dear Home Secretary, we are writing to express our serious concern regarding the possible extradition of Mr. Julian Assange to the United States, where he could face a death penalty. We ask you to reject the United States government's extradition request. On the 26th of March 2024, the UK Divisional Court ruled that Mr. Assange will not be extradited immediately. The court has given the government of the United States 3 weeks to give satisfactory assurances that Mr. Assange is permitted to rely on the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, which protects free speech, that he is not prejudiced at trial, including sentence, by reason of his nationality, that he is afforded the same First Amendment protections as a United States citizen, and, essentially, that the death penalty is not imposed. Now, we raise 2 questions regarding the above ruling. How can a satisfactory assurance be made that the death penalty will not be imposed when, number 1, an assurance given by the Biden administration could be overturned by a new Trump administration if it were to be elected? And number 2, an assurance given in relation to the current US indictment would not apply to any new charges that may be laid once Assange was extradited. It is important to note that the Obama administration decided that Assange could not be charged because it would contravene the First Amendment. However, the Trump administration concocted a way to charge Assange using the espionage laws, which were never intended to be used and have never been used before against a publisher. The use of extraterritorial reach in this case is also of great concern. A dangerous precedent is being set by the Trump administration's use of espionage laws against a publisher who is not even a US citizen and was not even in the US when the WikiLeaks material was published. According to Kenny International President Sir Hans Gomez, using espionage laws to target journalists and publishers who disclose information in the public interest infringes fundamental rights of press freedom and freedom of expression, both safeguarded within the legal framework of the UK. Now, on the 11th of April, today, Mr. Assange completes 5 years in Belmarsh maximum security prison after spending 7 years in the Ecuadorian embassy as a political refugee. He's arrested in the embassy for breaking bail in a switch case that has been under investigation for 9 years without ever producing a charge. And his subsequent 5 years of imprisonment would be considered political persecution if carried out in Russia or China. You're hearing all about it. Of course, all of this has a toll on Mr. Assange's We will decide whether to approve or reject Mr. Assange's extradition to the US when the death penalty is fully and freely possible